Dan Wilson, Mary Catherine Ham, Brian Neiman, today's newsmakers, and you. The Morning Majority, 630.
WMAL.
8:07 on a Monday morning in Washington, D.C. Pleased to be joined by Tucker Carlson, editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller, and we have to start with some hard-hitting news. Mary Catherine Ham has groundhog problems?
Yeah, I mean, well, Tucker's an outdoorsy guy.
Yeah,
he's a fisherman. I was wondering if he has any tips for dealing with groundhogs.
Critters. You got critter problems.
Oh, are you kidding? Rent Caddyshack. That's obviously the first move.
Dynamite.
I have seen it many times, so I guess I could take my points from that.
You need a high-powered rifle, patience, and what do you really do? I mean, I think carbon monoxide works pretty well.
Wow, carbon monoxide. She's
Right?
afraid. Whoa, ouch, that hurt. What? She's afraid to kill them, though. She said they're so cute, I can't kill them.
This is hard for me to believe. A woman who believes that everyone should have a semi-automatic weapon is having problems dispatching to the great beyond a groundhog.
Well, yeah, because home intruders are not as cute as groundhogs are.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's such a good point. But if you feel that way now, just give it time. I mean, the one thing that will change your view of groundhogs is exposure to groundhogs over a prolonged period. So when you're in a cast for having broken your leg in a groundhog hole, then you'll have time to think through how to shoot them.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it comes down to personal injury, they're going down.
It definitely does, and there's no one to sue.
Yeah. Just make sure you take a picture and tweet it out there so everyone can see if you do that. Speaking of that, Anthony Weiner, the saga continues, day 7, doesn't want to go away. What do you think about it? I mean, does he have any political damage here?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think even in New York, I mean, obviously Weiner's goal is the presidency via the mayor of New York, and he wants to run. When Bloomberg's term is up, he was probably the best situated Democrat to win, and I think this does hurt him, not because he sent a picture of his package to somebody, but because his performance has been so bizarre and unimpressive and weird that, you know, I think he's already kind of taken himself out of the race.
Do you know we had Juan Williams on the show earlier or last week, and he said he thought that Weiner may be in some trouble to get reelected in New York. It's that bad. Do you think it's gotten to that point?
I hope not. I mean, Weiner has been such a reliable source of entertainment for us that it would be very sad if he left and was replaced by someone like another Jerry Nadler.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean that seat's gonna give you someone pretty effervescent, no matter who it is, but Weiner is just really a source of a lot of stories for us. So
but
I hope he sticks.
Is there any doubt in your mind, Tucker, that the picture was of Anthony Weiner and that he said it out himself?
Weiner. I mean, he all but said that. If it wasn't him, you know, wearing those ludicrous, weird combination boxer brief shorts, he would have said so. No, it's definitely him. The question is, you know, who is he sending it to and why, and was it intentional? I mean, I've heard the theory that he was sending it to his wife, which would be pretty much exculpatory.
Yeah, right. But I don't believe that. But is it a mortal sin for a member of Congress to take a picture of his junk, albeit, you know, covered up, and send it to somebody, maybe a 22-year-old, maybe a porn star? Is that a mortal sin in the world of politics? Can you get over that?
I think it is, because it's not just your junk; it's also your junk in a threatening pose. There,
yeah,
I would say, kind of leaping out at you.
Gotcha.
I mean, come on. You know, sending that to someone you don't know very well on Twitter? Come on. I mean,
through a public forum.
Yeah, I would say even in New York, that probably does damage.
Hey, I was looking at the wires here a moment ago, and it now appears it's official. Former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum says he's going to run for president, and you'll be interested to know, Tucker, he says he's in it to win it. Your thoughts about Rick Santorum?
I'm just waiting for the candidate who announces his presidential bid with, you know, look, I know I'm not going to win, but I think
I'm just having some fun here.
Speaking fees, yeah, and I think it'd be fun to like loom around Iowa in the middle of the winter. And I've got nothing else going on, so I'm going to do this. That would be fantastic. I do think he's in it because he thinks he can win it, and I think every candidate is, honestly, even the ones who look like boutique candidates, even the ones who are like stone cold crazy. I think every single one of them has a path to victory figured out in his head. And I like Santorum. I'm certainly not criticizing him. He's an awfully nice guy. And who knows? He could do fine in Iowa, though. If Bachmann gets in, I think it hurts him.
Some have suggested this is the one guy that social conservatives could sort of rally around.
That may be right, except now that Michelle Bachmann is apparently going to get in the race, I think there are options. Herman Cain is another. There's no question that social conservatives are wary of Mitt Romney, and to a much lesser extent, Pawlenty. So, and if Chris Christie gets in, and I still think he's likely to.
Wow.
He's probably going to be far too liberal for social conservatives in Iowa. So, yeah, I mean, there's a place. There's definitely a hole waiting to be filled, but there are others in it.
What makes you think that Chris Christie is going to get in the race?
Well, because I think America demands it. I think the current lineup is not very strong, and there are a lot of Republicans who are very anxious to beat Obama, who, by the way, is beatable. He's strong, but beatable.
Absolutely.
And if you put up an impressive candidate, you might be able to win. And there's just a lot of anxiousness about Obama and a lot of money out there ready to back someone who's a credible alternative. And so I think Christie could get it in the fall.
I'm not sure you have to have a super impressive candidate, to be honest with you. I mean, we'll see how the economy goes, but if we continue on this path of very weak jobs numbers and we still have high unemployment and people are leery about the future of the country, I think a average, boring kind of candidate could win in 2012, even against Barack Obama.
You may absolutely be right, especially since some of the states Obama took in the last cycle are beyond his reach now. There's no question about it. It doesn't. Someone told me the other day that it's been, I think it's been 100 years. I think it's been since the 1912 election that a president in his reelect got fewer votes the second time and was still elected.
I want a bumper sticker that says "Bland and basically competent 2012."
I love it. I'd vote for that guy.
Right? That's the GOP. That's the winner.
That's either Romney or Pawlenty, who I think both of those guys could win if they actually win the nomination.
Yeah, it's a country that's desperate to be entertained, though, even in the middle of a recession. I don't know. I mean, you got to kind of. It seems someone said to me that you have to be able to look at the guy a year out and say, yeah, he could be president. And I don't know. You just don't. I don't get that feeling from a lot of the people who are in the race right now.
Or when do you think the end game is for these people who are sitting on the sidelines and wondering, waiting to get in the last second? Do you have to do it by Labor Day, or is it?
Well, no one agrees with me. I think you could do it by Halloween. I do think that. I mean, look at Obama's fundraising in the 2008 cycle. I mean, it was unbelievable, and it was mostly online.
Right.
And so you can do that in a way that you couldn't. I mean, that's always the barrier to late entry is money. And I think, if someone really exciting decided to announce, then he could raise the dough.
Well, and the people on the sidelines are the more exciting people, more likely to raise a bunch really quickly.
Yeah,
that's right.
You could always host a groundhog sale or something like that.
Indeed. Watch Mary Catherine Ham execute her groundhogs.
Trust me, when I'm gonna mark it on my calendar. I say it's not even a month from now that you're desperately building.
We're going to have to get daily groundhog updates from Mary Catherine.
There's going to be a color-coded watch level.
Invite us down for cocktails or watch you execute them.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right, Tucker, good to talk to you as always. Do it again soon.
Thanks.
Tucker Carlson, editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller here on the Morning Majority.